Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope you are doing great today. Third day of my 20-day talk challenge. Today is Saturday, September 3rd. And today's topic is fast language learners. Sometimes people they tend to learn language faster than others. Okay, so they are good language learners. They learn, say, quickly. And when others are really struggling to get it, they get it so fast and they speak it in a very short period of time. And we wonder why it's happening that way. And people used to tell me, "Oh, you're gifted. You learn things. You learn language very fast. Reason why you are able to speak English so quickly, and we are still struggling. You are gifted. Of course, it's not a gift. We are all gifted with language acquisition. Okay, so it's not such a big deal. Anybody can speak a language. Anybody who can speak a language, I mean, at least one language. We can all speak one language. We can speak a second language and a third language. But the thing is, being able to speak one language takes time, a huge amount of time. So it takes time and it takes energy, it takes so much effort. So when you learn your first language, when you acquire your first language, you are able to speak it because you need it to communicate. So that's the key. We use language to communicate with others. So we have to use our first language. We have to use at least one language, which is our first language or native language, to communicate with others. And if we don't use that language, we are not going to be able to speak with others. We are not going to be able to communicate with others. So we need that first language. It's key, it's important. How that others can speak one language and then they can add up another language and another one and a third one and a fourth one. How do they do that when others are struggling just acquiring a second language? And we know people are called polyglots. They can speak so many languages at the same time. And those people, what differentiates those people to the others? To the, let's say, slow language learners. What's the difference between the fast language learners and the slow language learners? What's the difference? I think the difference is this, and I gave this answer to one person that I'm coaching currently. Okay, so yesterday we had our coaching session. I do the one-on-one coaching session, English coaching session, and yesterday he came, and at the end of the session he asked me that question. So say, no, I know he told me, I know it will take time, so but I know I'll do my best. I know others, who can go faster, but me it takes time. Maybe I'm a slow learner. Others are fast language learners. And I told him, no, it's not that you are others are fast language learners, and you are a slow language learner. The thing is, people use language for something, to achieve something. They use language as a tool to communicate. So those who are fast language learners they like to communicate. They are good communicators. They like the exchange. They like the cultural exchange. So this is important. They don't learn languages just for the sake of learning languages. They learn languages. They learn other languages that are different than their own languages, their first or second languages, because they want to communicate with the other people. So it's the need to be in touch, to have that exchange with other cultures that is driving them to learn others' languages. So that's it. And when I told him so, he said, "Yeah, you're right, because I know a guy who's a fast language learner, because he likes asking questions to others. So if he is among other language speakers, you want to know what they are doing, what they are up to, and he wants to have that conversation with them. And he goes quickly into learning their language, because he's so curious about who they are, what they are doing, that eventually he starts speaking their language." And I said, that's it. So there is not something called fast language learner itself. It's all about being curious about others, being curious about other people, other way of doing things, other people, other way of behaving, other lifestyles. So it's that curiosity that's driving them to speak their languages faster. And that's it. So when you have that deep motivation to want to be in touch, to want to communicate, to want to share with others, other people, other cultures, you don't share the same language, so you will have at the point to speak the same language. Which language? If it's not yours, it will be theirs. Then you decide to join the identity, the language identity, because you want to be with them, you want to be close to them. So fast language learners are communicators. They are good communicators. They want to communicate. They want to have bonds. They want to be in a relationship with others. They want to be in touch with others. They want to have this bond with others. And this was my case when I go back 20 years from now. Chances are this is what I've been doing. I've been curious about English, not for the sake of being curious about the English language, but I've been curious about other people, English speakers, especially Americans. So that curiosity, that willingness to know what they are doing, how they are doing things, and not only Americans, but other cultures, made me speak the English language faster than others. So it's not that I memorize a bunch of vocabulary words, grammar. You know, I'm a university dropout. I, I didn't attend university. I mean, I didn't learn my English at university, but I was involved in cultural exchange with native English speakers, with people in the real life, in real life circumstances. And by the way, I've never lived in America before. Never. I've never lived in an English speaking country before. Never. All the English I'm able to speak now for 20 years, what I've been doing, I've been listening and speaking my English, my staying in my home country, Cote d'Ivoire, in West Africa, which is a French speaking country, by the way. We don't speak English here, we speak French. And we speak Ivorian French, okay? For those who know, there is a big difference between the French from France and the French that is spoken here in Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, that's another story. So, fast language learners are curious people. They are extroverts. They want to know, they want to discover. So if language is the tool that will enable them to discover things faster, to know about things, then they get involved into that language. So they don't learn, they don't focus on the grammar, but how now are they able to acquire the grammar and the vocabulary so quickly? Just by listening, by paying attention to those natives who are speaking, because we want to imitate them, we want to replicate what they are saying, and because we want to be with them, we want to look like them. It's not that we want to forget our identity. No, I have my own identity, okay? But I want to sound like them because I want to enjoy time being with them. I want to be in their community. I want to share things with them. I want to be close to them. I want to be part of their community. I'm curious about their life. I'm curious about knowing because I like people. I like to exchange. I like that international universe, that international exchange. And I remember back then, because I started learning the English language at school when I was in grade 6, according to our education system. In 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 elementary school we have 6 grades, and the 6th grade, that's where I started learning English. We had an English teacher, but generally we start speaking English in the 1st grade of high school. But I was in a private school and we started learning English at grade 6 elementary school. That was, wow, in 1994. Yeah, a long time ago. Okay, so I've been learning English the traditional way from elementary school, last year of elementary school, to till high senior high school. Okay, there's 6 year elementary school, so I learned English the 6th year, grade 6, and then 7 years in high school, junior high school 4 years, junior high school 4 years, and senior high school 3 years, 7 years. Secondary school, we learned English, and this was, the traditional way of learning English with grammar, vocabulary to memorize, birth rates to memorize, stuff like that. And I start learning the real English in real life circumstances right after I got my high school degree in 2002. That's where I started to be involved in listening to radios in English, VOA and BBC. Okay, I've been doing that for years just to be able to get used to the American way of speaking English and the British way of speaking. And eventually I got, okay, people tell me that I'm more close to American way of speaking. Why is it so? I don't know, but you tend to replicate what you are used to listening. Just like our kids are able to speak French or English just by listening to their parents or their surroundings, just by listening to the way people are speaking the language day after day, and even at school, just by listening to the teachers, that how they are able to speak the language that is spoken in class. So fast language learners fast language learners is not about fast language learning. It's not fast language learning. It's not the ability of learning. It's not about the ability of learning languages faster than others. It's not about languages. It's about curiosity. Curiosity is about culture. It's about the will to exchange, to communicate. It's about communication. It's about being willing to communicate with others in the language. So it's not a gift, it's just the nature that some people have. They have that nature to communicate easily, so to speak. So if that communication has to be done in a particular language, then they involve themselves in that language without even noticing. They are able to speak the language because they want to communicate with those particular people speaking that particular language. So that's it. It's not about being gifted. It's not being gifted in languages. But in the end, if language is a tool to communicate, I think that's the reason why we tend to say you are language gifted. But I think that we should rather say that people are communication gifted, because some people are, they really like to communicate. I mean, if you run a YouTube channel, you like to communicate, of course. That's so obvious, okay? And if you do a 20-day talk challenge like me, chances are you'll love communicating. So that's the key. It's all about being willing to share, to communicate with others. And if English can allow you to communicate with as many different cultures, as many people from different cultural background as possible, then let's jump right in. That's what I've been doing for 20 years, and this is the result that you are watching right now. So thank you very much for listening to me today, for watching this video. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye.